The stories you are about to hear are true, at least so you're told. So get comfortable, grab a glass of iced tea, and prepare yourselves for Tales from the Front Porch.
Hello, Dave.
Hello, Paul. This is a little weird.
It's weird?
Yeah.
It's like you're having a conversation with somebody?
Well, with the microphone.
So, with a microphone, yeah, you're having a conversation with somebody with a microphone.
I don't know if I would sit this close to you normally.
No. Keep them legs together, my friend. You
Sorry.
might get pregnant.
Excuse me while I rub myself.
Yeah, well, and now they can see you doing that, Dave.
That's right. So we'll just sit at the news desk.
That's exactly
And
what
look
we're
like
doing.
this.
Yeah, so we don't need to start the camera. We can actually talk to each other here.
All right.
So we are actually in the new studio
On the new porch.
on the new porch. This is actually my new desk.
So I do have to. Yeah, nice job, by the way.
Thank you.
I do have to ask you
Uh-huh.
this background.
Uh-huh.
One question in particular.
Uh-huh.
Are the men's penises in camera shot?
Yes.
Okay.
Are there men's penises?
Yeah, they're just.
Oh, those are anatomical model. There's also women's vaginas for those women who feel like they're being
good
neglected.
With that. I'm good with that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Well, these
that's-
are. I won't tell you the name because you'll mock me for them, but they are called they are anatomical models that I use for sculpting because I am a sculptor.
I see.
Yeah, so we won't call it. It's fleshette is what the name of
Fleshette?
is what the name of the models are called.
Uh.
Yeah, and well, but I mean, if you look closely, some of them are like, as we'll point here, and if you watch the video on YouTube, well, I'll show you. But
Right.
yeah, the two top ones are they're less detailed. They're called planar models.
All right.
Not PLAI, but PLANA,
Mm-hmm.
and the ones below are half skin, half muscle, so that you can see like muscle structure and stuff, which is important when you're sculpting because you need to know how the actual body works.
So how does it feel to sculpt a penis?
You know, I've actually molded some, so you know, welcome to my life. Like I said, I'll make anything.
I hear bleach will take care of mold and other things.
Anyways,
All right.
so yeah, we are. You're gonna have to talk into the microphone, Dave, because as
Yes.
you can see, you're quiet. So we don't
talk like this.
don't do that.
Okay.
So check ass. Anyways, so before we jump into the how was your weekend?
Format, right?
Yeah, format. Anybody we need to shout out to?
So yes, and these are all. So Paul posted pictures of
The little versions of us. I'm kind of going like a chibi or pop figure kind of style there. Kind of
Right.
like if we were kids with grown up looking faces. I don't know. They have big heads, little bodies. Dave's used to that. So check that out. It's on the Facebook page. And these are actually the drawings of the pieces that will actually be sculpted by me
Right.
and molded and cast. And then we'll send them out free of charge for a while.
For a while.
We haven't decided how long that a while is yet.
Well, supplies last.
Yeah, and so basically the first run, and we'll do it by color so that everybody knows which run they get. I think that's an easy way to do it.
Okay.
And then, yeah, and what we want you to do is we will send them to you for free.
Right.
We just want you to take a photo of something of interest of where you're at in the world, and so that we can put it up on the page.
Yeah, I would say not the duck face selfies in the bathroom.
Yeah, please, no. No.
There's plenty of those on the internet.
There are. So okay, so who are we shouting out to?
Alrighty, so with respect to those pictures, people liking the pictures, we've
Uh-huh.
got Nick and Shannon in Colorado Springs. Now, Nick and Shannon they are the house owners on the other side of my house.
Oh, nice.
They are currently renting the house, so yep, they've checked that out. Maria here in Bellevue, Bonnie in Fort Lewis, Washington.
Hello.
Yes. Kathleen in Arizona, Jonathan in Fort Worth, Christy in Ohio, Lorena. Now, Lorena, I don't know.
Okay.
Someplace Hispanic because that's everything on Facebook. I'm like, yeah,
Excellent.
wherever that is. Rick in Endicott, New York.
Okay.
Luciano in Florida.
Nice.
And it's spelled Cave. I'm going to go with Cave versus Cave.
You never know.
Female.
Okay.
In Montana.
Nice.
Those are all the ones that click like on the picture. Then we had those who
Had some comments.
had some comments.
They
Yes.
can read the comments. Go to our Facebook page.
Okay.
and read
You
the
don't want me to read
comments.
the comments?
No,
All right.
but
I'd like to highlight that.
Dave's bald. That's what we'd like to highlight.
Right. That was Colleen says Dave needs less hair, meaning in the picture, not in real life.
Yeah.
So.
But
yeah.
see, my wife has this thing that because I sculpt a lot of things for weddings and
Okay.
such, and figures are something that I sculpt a lot of. And my wife says it is always 10 pounds lighter, 2 inches taller. So the women are always lighter, and the men are always taller, and usually with more hair. So I was being nice to you and not making you look all Jean-Luc Picard, but
Right.
but yeah, in the actual sculpted figure, we'll make sure he's as bald as we can make him.
Careful,
So.
careful.
You're not gonna be like Charlie Brown bald. You're just gonna be like
A couple of little wisps. Yeah, or
Homer Simpson
Homer's thing,
with,
yeah,
the, with
right.
the three, the three lines.
Yes.
Well, at least you're not going like full comb over, so because then we'd have to talk. So
Yeah. Deservedly so.
yes.
Great. Yeah. Anyway,
alright.
so this is shout outs on Facebook.
Well, thanks everybody for shouting out to us.
And
Now Bryson.
Hang on, let me do one more because there is one who, that's interesting. He made a comment, but he didn't click like, and that's James in the UK in
Oh.
Prince's Riceboro.
Okay,
Sure.
sure.
You pronounce that, and then there's
I'll let him slaughter it.
that's right. Thank you. And then Pamela in Massachusetts. So thank you. And Darren.
And Darren,
There. Yeah. So
Mr. Keeler here in
yep.
Omaha.
He's actually done the podcast with
He
us
has.
a long time ago.
Yes. So now that we have video, maybe they'll show up again.
Probably not. All the more reason to stay away.
Probably.
Yeah.
So, anyways, but yeah. So this is my wall of geek. For those of you who want to, and you should check it out because my kids come down here and want to take everything off of the wall. So they saw it and they're like, "I want that one." I'm like, you
So
don't get any."
you've
of this."
got 4 cats. Let's kids aside. You've got 4 cats.
3.
3. Okay. Do they jump up and try to knock this crap off?
No.
Okay. This would not survive in my house.
Well, you have kittens. I have cats.
It's
My cats can't even jump up on the counter to get water. It takes them like 6 tries. It is the saddest thing
that's,
ever.
yeah.
So
Do they need a ramp?
to get up on the counter,
Right.
I don't want them on the counter.
Oh,
So
okay.
Luna, that's the gray cat, the one that always sleeps to our podcast.
Right.
She just waits for you to pick her up. She's that damn lazy.
Right.
So, or she's got us that trained. So.
Yeah. Charlie he prefers me to pick him up than to sit there while Noelle is already up on the counter.
Yeah.
On the bathroom counter, they get a drink out of the bathroom faucet, and Charlie will sit there and look at me and just do this meow that sounds like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
You know, cats actually don't meow. Like wild cats don't meow. They created the meow for humans.
don't lie to me, man.
I'm not lying to you. There's a study done. Cats in the wild, lions, stuff like that, they don't meow to each other. Like wild cats don't meow to each other. They don't need to communicate that way. They do purr, but they don't meow. They meow to us.
Meow down. Meow down.
So, anyways,
Alrighty. Well, thanks for that, Paul.
hey, well,
Interesting little tidbit.
yeah, should have saved that for later. Now I gotta think of something else.
That's right.
All right.
Or introduce the segment on the back end. Just, okay, that was it.
No. All right. So, how was your weekend, Dave?
It was good. So you and I you got a circular saw for free.
I did.
An 80-year-old handmade bench.
Yeah. I wouldn't say free because it's gonna cost some money to get it working.
Uh-oh. Really?
Yeah.
So that friend of mine from work,
Yes.
he's moving. It belonged to his grandfather. His grandfather made it.
Yeah.
He's got no emotional tie to it, so he's getting rid of it. So we went over, picked it up.
Sure.
And so is anything going on?
It does not work yet
So no? Okay.
because it has an electrical cord from the 50s,
Yeah.
which is brittle and a fire hazard. So gotta switch that bad boy out. And then the blade is rusted onto the saw. So
Oh, seriously?
yeah, so I gotta deal with that. But
But other than that, it works great, right?
I don't know. Haven't been able to turn it on. I think it will. I think it will work once I get it done. And what's nice is it's a little one, like a tabletop one, which is great for me because I don't work on really large scale stuff. I have a table saw, but it's it's compacted on a cart and stuff like that. I hate hauling the damn thing out. This one's a little benchtop one, so I could do it. So I was really excited to get my hands on. Plus, things that are made long time ago, things from a long time ago, they actually seem to last and work better. So I'm sure it'll be loud as all get out, but don't take yourself out of the frame, Dave. What the hell are
I'm
you
not
doing?
rearranging. I want to sit like.
Okay, now you're gonna be out of the frame.
No, I should know. I'm just sitting the same.
We're all sitting
position.
Southwest style.
Okay.
You ever been on Southwest plane and had to fly backwards?
Oh, I've had to fly backwards on a plane as a military airplane,
Yeah.
and I spent my time in the bathroom puking.
Oh
'Cause
no!
I-
So my first time I ever flew Southwest, and I've never flown Southwest again. First time I flew Southwest, I didn't know about the random first come
Free for
first
all.
yeah, and so of course my connecting flight was late, so and so I got there and I was the last person on, and so I had to sit in like the jump seat backwards with my legs between another guy's legs. We were that close.
Sorry, I will pay the hundreds of dollars for a reserved seat.
Yeah, on a different flight. Yeah, that's the first time, only time I flew on Southwest.
Right. I'm just saying, and people will talk about Southwest. They love it.
Yeah.
There are people who love it.
Yeah.
And I guess the cookies, warm cookies or some nonsense.
I don't know. All I knew is that I had to stare at some dude the entire, which is awkward because you're staring at the entire plane who's trying not to stare at you because you're the only one backwards on the entire. Yeah, screw that. Anyways,
So I bet there was an awkward pause when you reached over and started rubbing his knee.
no, I was close enough. I rubbed his junk.
Okay.
Ready for liftoff?
That's right.
No,
Get him to move and then you just stretch your feet out of his seat.
exactly. So your weekend. So we got Saw. Yeah.
Got so, and then later that afternoon, so I've got twin boys. I've got 3 sons, but twins that are 26, both in the market for a house.
Nice.
So one of them here, just 5 minutes from here, looking at that house. It was his second time looking at it, so did that. He ended up putting an offer in on it, and it was accepted.
Good for him.
So yeah, and then so looking at the house, and then his son, my grandson, 8-year-old Cody,
Cody.
his birthday party was that night.
Nice.
Um,
He excited to be in a house.
wow. Well, he was excited because this particular house had Legos in the basement.
He thinks that's coming with the house.
Apparently, yeah.
Was that negotiated in? You can do that.
No. So the one thing on that house, going back to that, there's this huge. I don't know if it's plasma or what. Huge TV in the basement.
Uh huh.
Probably that big. Pretty
Okay.
close.
Yeah.
Wooden cabinet and all that.
Yeah.
And the real estate agent said, so that's staying.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
cool. Yeah, very nice. And then she goes, I'm not sure it works perfectly.
Oh.
So I was telling Brian yesterday, I didn't even think of it then. Make sure it works, because if it doesn't, it's on you to haul this thing out.
Uh-huh.
If it doesn't work, you want them to pay for that crap.
Yeah.
Because it's. And he goes, I'll just get you. I'm like, no.
Well, if you look across the studio here to the other wall, you'll see that I have a television mounted to the wall.
Right.
It is tiny though. That is a 40-inch television over there. But from here,
Oh,
it looks like a 10-inch television because I am now 3 times as far away as I used to be in my old studio.
sure.
So yesterday I bought a 60-inch television.
Oh, nice.
Which will be here Friday. So
Oh,
I'll be
wow.
calling you up to help
help
me lift
hold
this
it while
damn
you-
thing up. Well, no, it gets mounted to the wall, so we just need to literally lift it up and put it up there. But it is, as it weighs 97 pounds.
Different bracket.
Yeah, different bracket. So, yeah, that'll be fun.
Hmm.
So, yeah. Amazon. I bought it on Amazon.
Was it Prime?
Yeah.
Free postage?
Fuck yeah.
Oh, nice.
There's the first F-bomb. Yeah,
Cool.
yeah, so what's weird is they schedule a time to deliver.
Oh, make sure you're home. And,
6 to 8 a.m.
Oh, seriously?
was one of the options. I'm like, nah, I'm not doing that one.
I was going to say,
Or noon to 3. I'm like, I'll choose the noon to 3.
Right.
So, yeah. So, anything else happening this weekend?
well, I had the birthday party.
Yeah?
Cody's birthday party. He is the only grandson.
Yeah, so you're
only-
spoiled rotten, huh?
Right. Only grandson, only nephew, only whatever.
Mhm.
Wow. Yeah. It took a while just to get through all those presents. So it was good. Good
Good.
dinner. It was over at his mom's house, which is technically her mom's house. She lives there at home.
Oh, okay, right. It took me a while to connect
There
those
you go,
dots.
yeah.
So I thought first you meant the X.
No. No.
Okay, right.
Sorry. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So that was Saturday.
Cool.
I'm looking at my cheat sheet. Other than that, it's nothing exciting. I went to Amazon online, whatever you call it, Amazon Prime. Watching TV, movies through Amazon.
Okay. Yeah, you went to Amazon Prime.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Via Roku. Thank you. I started to say Hulu. No, via Roku. TV show called Saving Hope.
Okay.
So it's on now,
Right.
but the older episodes are on Amazon. You have to pay $2 an episode to watch the old episodes.
Even if you're Prime?
Yes.
Oh. I don't do things that way.
I know there are other ways. So I'm not going to pay for all those. I did pay for the pilot just so I can just get that first premise, and so I've set that up. But at any rate, so doing crap like that, reading. I'm reading Tom Clancy. Finished The Purpose Driven Life, which is supposed to be a 40-day thing. I started in November. I think I missed the mark, but anyway, so just stuff like that. How about you, Mr. Pate?
Well, Friday. Well, okay. So the last couple weeks, my wife has been busy. She has. She had a bunch of meetings for work and then tech, and then a friend came into town, and then the friend left town, and then she had this last weekend 3 days of meetings, which is my favorite. And so Friday, she was nice enough to allow to arrange to have my boys have a sleepover. And then she had meetings most of the day because she was on spring break last week, but her friend was here until Thursday. And then so that friend left on Friday or Thursday, and then on Friday she had meetings and whatnot. So the boys went and had a sleepover, and then she went and had a sleepover. She, our friend of ours, had a 50th birthday party, and so they were going to do a slumber party at a hotel.
Alrighty.
And so it was just me at home by myself.
Having your own little sleepover.
No, I spent 6 hours building this thing behind me. So I started at 7 o'clock at night,
Oh,
and then
I don't start anything at 7 o'clock at night. I'm wrapping things up at 7 o'clock at night.
nah. I was like, I got the house to myself. I can run saws and compressors and everything as
No,
long
I'm
as
just
I
too damn
want.
tired to start anything at 7 o'clock at night.
No, I just ignore the clock and then I work until I feel like I'm done. So I built this entire wall of nerd behind me because you had expressed that you really wanted to do the podcast this week.
I've been expressing that for weeks.
I know.
Actually.
So I actually thought, well, I should probably do that then. So then I'm like, okay, I will make this so that we have a nice, beautiful backdrop for the video. And so I did this so that I worked until almost 3 in the morning completing this fun thing. So what's nice is I didn't buy a single toy to put in that. That is all
You
crap.
had it all.
I
Yeah.
had every single bit of that. So which is really nice.
And some of it you've made.
I've saw, yeah, some of it's I've made stuff, yeah. And then I also finished the wall with the television on it. And then I hung the wall with the television on. Then I finished the bathroom. And, yeah, so I mean that's what I did. And then Saturday I continued working down here, just trying to get. I moved all of the crap that comes with my office. That room still has a lot of stuff, but it was really funny because I was moving my computer over to here. Computers, I have 2 now. And as I was moving things over, I realized that there were like a bunch of things plugged in that didn't go to anything. And I'm like, what the hell is this cable for?
Right.
I don't know. So when I moved it over here, I spent like 3 hours on cable management, which to me is,
It'll pay off in the long run.
well, yeah, I want everything to look nice, especially, if it's visible. It's visible because there's a giant door right next to us, which I keep covered because of sun glare and whatnot
Sure.
during the podcast here. But I don't want people wandering by and just seeing that rat's nest. And so I spent a lot of time on cable management trying to get things over here. And then I realized I have a lot of crap over there that I just don't need. And then this magnetic wall that I have here, I went to the store and bought some what are called tool magnet holders.
Right.
Or magnetic tool holders, whatever.
Right.
And on the picture, it shows a hammer, a crescent wrench, and a screwdriver on this magnetic plate.
Sure.
And so I bought 6 of them because I have this, it's a 3 foot by 2 foot metal panel that's behind us here that holds all my tools because I want to be able to just like kind of throw my tools up there and then I know where they're at, whatnot.
Yep.
I get them home, I mount them to the wall, I put this sheet of steel over the top of it because steel is magnetic, right?
Right.
Put the hammer up there, it slid right off. Put the crescent wrench up there, it slid right off. The magnets couldn't hold anything. And so
So is that because of the
steel sheet over the top of
Right,
it,
right.
you would think, yes, but actually, no, because then I took the steel sheet off and I'm like, well, then I'll just use the magnetic plates. Put the hammer up there, slid right off. They were $20 a piece. So I spent
dude?
$120 for this magnetic wall, and I'm like, okay, to hell with it. So then I pulled them all off the wall. I ruined the wall behind there.
Nice.
Because I put it up with an adhesive that would,
Would stay.
stay
And hold the weight of.
of all the tools that are on the wall.
Absolutely, I get that.
And
Yeah.
so, and so then what I did is I went online and bought $100 worth of very strong. Did you just smack your face
I
on the
did.
mic? Nice.
The nose, yeah.
Yeah. So I bought some really high-powered magnets that'll actually be attached to the wall there. So my goal is that I can sit here at this desk 3 feet from there and just throw tools at it and it sticks. That's why it's so big because I'm lazy.
Right. Yeah, it's only like 2 feet behind you.
That's right, but I just want to be able to chuck it at it and just know it's going to stick. So as I knock things off.
You'll get bored one day. You'll stand, 30 feet from it and say, I wonder if this will work. And you'll throw it like it's a dartboard.
Yeah.
And throw a hammer at it.
Yeah, probably. We'll see. So anyway.
Very nice.
And then Sunday we had a little, like a gathering with the in-laws and stuff. My wife's car broke down again. That damn thing. She has a PT Cruiser. Looks pretty. Built like this house. She's really
You
poorly.
need some TLC.
And so, we had to go out to her folks' house. And unfortunately, her dad's mechanically inclined as far as vehicles go. And so he was willing to take a look at it. And the boys got to play and whatnot. So, yeah. That's what we did.
Actually, Pastor, was it Sunday morning? Did she go somewhere?
Yeah, she had many an errand to run. Again, she's been in meetings and everything like all weekend. So
I passed her here in the subdivision,
Yeah.
and I'm waving, and she is
oh yeah, she doesn't pay
tunnel
attention.
vision. Yeah.
I'll drive next to her on the interstate, like flipping her off and everything like that. She pays zero attention.
Maybe you could take a video and create a little story behind it.
Yeah, because that's what I should be doing while driving. Taking videos. No.
Right? Oh, people don't do that. All right.
Yeah. You do that. So anyways, so that was my weekend.
So yeah, when you compare your weekend and all this
Uh-huh.
manly man construction, you're doing this, that, and the other, and
You're reading Tom Clancy?
Tom Clancy, Purpose Driven Life, or recording and paying for Saving Hope. So
Well, you know,
so do you know the premise of the show?
Saving Hope?
Uh-huh.
No.
So real quick, in a nutshell, it's right. Two doctors, male, female, are gonna get married. They're on their way to go get married, and they're in a car accident. He ends up in a coma, and he's wandering the halls of the hospital.
Oh, that show got canceled after like 6 episodes, didn't it?
No, apparently not.
Oh. Well, it got pulled from the air. So.
Maybe I forget what network I'm recording on. Maybe Ion.
Oh, well, there's your problem.
I don't know. I don't know.
Ion. That's a network. Yeah, they air old episodes of Tales from the Front Porch.
No wonder it's a dying network.
Right? So.
I keep hitting my nose on this. I want to stay close to it because I can see that your volume is much more than it sounds fine in my headset. But
Yeah.
I'm sure that's the headset volume.
Yeah.
But so I'm trying to stay close. In the meantime, my nose keeps hitting that little screen.
Well, yeah, because if you'd actually like pick it up and put it where it's supposed to be, it would be fine. But you tip it down.
I didn't know. I tip it up and it fell down.
Well, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Do you need a man to come over there and tighten
Yeah.
that nut for you there, Dave?
It needs a blue pill is what it needs. I hate you.
As you do.
All right.
So, how many minutes are we into this bad boy?
I don't know. We probably shouldn't just.
We're at 21 minutes. Well, I mean, I thought if you had anything else you wanted to discuss, we could discuss it now.
Over the weekend.
Well, no, it's not past. We're past the weekend stuff. So we're officially into spring. Not officially. We hit daylight savings time, which to
did.
me is the official. We're into spring because
Sure.
obviously we got to move clocks back because apparently it's too bright in the morning. And so we haven't had snow in a while. This is on record the lightest winter or the warmest winter that we've ever had.
It hasn't been bad, yeah.
According to history, that's the problem though. It's supposed to be winter, but it's not. So,
Right. And I know we're under the amount of how much.
moisture.
Right.
Yeah, snow and sleet and stuff. But we are into official spring here.
It's nice. Yesterday it was in the 70s. Now the rest of the week it's supposed to be like the people in England and Canada and everywhere else care about our weather, but it's supposed to drop down throughout. So hit the 40s, and at least as of today, by this weekend, the chance of this rain snow mix that we're
Right.
supposed to get. And then yesterday there were tornadoes in Ohio. So
But the reason I bring it up is
Yes,
because
sir.
I have noticed that my lawn is starting to green up. And I've got flowers. My crocuses
Yep.
are coming up.
Yep.
Blah, blah, blah. And then I look at my yard, and then I look at everyone else's yard. And we live in this military neighborhood, and everybody is very militant about their yard. And I'm the
Slacker.
I'm very artistic about my yard.
you are the Bill Murray in Stripes of no.
I take better care of it
It
than
actually
that, but
it actually looks fine. You're paranoid.
I am paranoid, but then I look at it and I'm like, I need to do a lot of what would be called hardscaping, not just landscaping, but like actually moving dirt and that kind of crap.
Sure.
And I hate it. I hate yard work, and we've discussed this many times that it's not our thing.
Right. I'm
And
good with mowing. But
Mowing is fine, but when I'm like, I don't want to haul 2 tons of dirt. I don't want to build retaining walls. I mean, this is all the crap that I have to do. So my impetus to do this, besides the topiary shaped like someone flipping the bird to my neighbor who hates me, is to make the entryway to the studio, which now has this giant door here,
Sure.
more inviting so that people can actually walk from the side of the street up to the house.
Let's
So
see. Visitors to the porch, if you will.
yes, and so into the studio as
So do we need going back to the porch? I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Are
no,
we
no,
finished
no.
with that?
Yeah.
So I'll just interrupt.
of course.
Should we have something here on the desk, or behind something hanging up that is like the logo for Tails,
Well, I assume eventually we'll have little versions of us sitting here.
or maybe little coffee cups? We'll just sit here smiling with a picture of the porch and whatever.
We
Yeah.
we could do something like that. I thought, we can actually write on the steel here, as long as we don't write in Sharpie, and we can actually write like little messages and stuff. So, but yeah, I mean, do you want a banner that says this is Tales from the Front Porch? It's not like it says it on the YouTube video page.
Right. We don't want to be. We don't want this to be Big Bang's Sheldon doing fun with flags.
It's kind of like that right now. So, But yes, eventually. So I want to talk about this video thing a little bit. We have talked briefly, and we mentioned the figures and stuff.
Yes.
So I think we're going to launch or put 1 or 2 episodes up there on the YouTubes for free.
Okay.
So that people can watch it, kind of get the gist of it. And then eventually we're going to move the video part and other segments over to Patreon. And for those of you who don't know what Patreon is, it is a place where if you like what you see, the podcast will always be free. It'll be on the wherever you listen to it, iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn,
Right.
Spotify. I'm trying to get us on Spotify.
Da-da-da.
Yeah. So it'll be always free. But if you want to watch the video parts of it or see other things, we're going to try and put it on Patreon where you can actually show us a little love, and you'll get to see the beautiful version, us live-ish. Which we actually can do live. We'll do periscopes and that kind of stuff. But put it on Patreon, and we'll also offer discounts for stuff if you are a Patreon member. So we will do eventually some more paid merch and stuff. So just trying to, because it costs money to run a podcast.
Right.
And the food expense was pretty costly.
It was. Absolutely was.
And I'm sure eventually we'll stumble upon another thing that costs us money that we want to do to entertain ourselves.
Listen, paying postage to send out these things, I volunteered for that.
Right.
I know that's going to be cheaper than that food, because I would spend.
Oh, yeah,
there were
true.
times I spent $40-$50 on just that week's segment of food.
And we take one bite and throw the rest away.
Yeah,
Because it was horrible.
it's off. Yes.
And that was the point. And then also it costs money to put the podcast up.
Sure.
To store it. I mean, we are 122 episodes in.
Right.
Each one of those is a gig, at least a gig.
Oh, really?
Of space. Yeah, and so that's all stored on the cloud somewhere, and it costs money to do so.
The cloud people pay for that, right?
And by cloud people, you mean Paul. And so, so we need something to help. I mean, I hate to pitch like we're poor and destitute. We're not. We do this for fun, and we enjoy that everybody listens to us for free. But if we thought, hey, if you really enjoy it and you want to poke more fun at us or help us out, we'll do little, we'll do some stuff. We'll do some things to thank you for being a member. So we'll get that set up in the next couple weeks here.
We'll do a fund me page.
We don't need a fund me page. I mean, my boobs are nice, but I don't need them. I don't need them bigger. So, So that's
all right. Very exciting.
Yeah.
Be cool.
Should we move on to Paul's interesting fact of the week?
Yeah. Have you got another one?
Well, of course.
Oh, okay.
I'm chock full of interesting facts.
Something. Yes. Go ahead.
All right. Reach behind me there. You see that thing that says Max 25?
I do.
It's my condom. No, I'm just kidding. Dave's gonna take his time to do it because I've got to skedaddle and talk here. So just hand me that tape measure there. Okay. So, since I spent the entire weekend doing nothing but building crap, actually the last 2-3 weeks, totally neglecting my work. So thanks any person who actually has who's bought anything from me, who's been extremely patient with me while.
Where the hell's my cake topper?
No, mostly ring boxes, but hey, But I did Churches, the band Churches. I don't know if you're familiar with the band Churches, but I did an action figure for them, for their lead guy. He got it yesterday and posted on the Instagram. Apparently there's a video of him being excited about receiving a custom action figure.
Very cool.
Which is funny because then all the people who are fans of his are like, well, of course, because you're a famous person, you get this free action figure. I'm like, did you happen to mention that that's what I do? And no, we forgot. I'm gonna put it out there. So I'm gonna whatever. So everybody who's a fan can be their own action. Anyway, so okay, back to the tape measure here. So I don't know how much you use one of these things.
I think I might own one.
You might own one. Okay, cool. Things that people don't know is that there's the little stop at the end here on the tape measure. It actually serves a purpose other than just holding the end of the tape there. And if you notice, it's got a little bit of movement to it.
Sure.
That movement's about 1/8 of an inch.
Okay.
Or exactly 1/8 of an inch. Okay, and that's on purpose. Because when you pull a tape measure out, the measurement that you get, actually, it includes that extra 1/8 of an inch.
Oh, okay.
But when you push in, it also, so it negates that 1/8 of an inch.
Right.
So know that whenever you're measuring. So if you're shoving the tape measure up against something, you're going to be 1/8 of an inch short. Whereas if you pull on it, it has that little bit of give. Now the reason that they do that is because everybody lets the stupid tape measure go. Oh. And when it hits like that, it has a tendency to tear if it's too tight.
Sure.
And so they have that little bit of give in there. But that give allows you to get an accurate measurement. So, and also, no tape measure is 100% accurate. So if you're doing a project, always, and you start with one tape measure, use that tape measure for the entire project. Oh. So if you have two guys working on a project and both have two different tape measures, you'll get two different sets of measurements. But if you're using the same tape measure the entire time that you're working on it, you'll always come up with the same measurements. They may not be true measurements,
But they'll be standard.
but they'll be standard to
Right.
that tape measure, and so
Correct.
your project will be more square.
That makes sense.
So,
Yeah.
and then one last bit of tidbit, because this just needs to go out there, because I helped a guy, military guy, one of our neighbors. He was putting in a hot tub, and he's a manly man, military, Air Force, buzz cut, super fit. Yeah, he's one of those. And he was putting in a hot tub, and he went to the store, and he was going to build an 8 foot by 8 foot platform to put the hot tub on. Makes
Okay.
perfect sense. Went to the store, bought some 8 foot long lumber, put it together,
Oh,
and he's
no.
like, "This isn't square." And I'm like, "Well, no. Did you measure it?" And he's like, "No, I bought them. They're 8 foot." I'm like, "The hell they are." Lumber, because it says 8 foot, can be anywhere from an inch short to 2 inches long. Always measure. So even though it says 8 foot, it's never
It's
8 foot. And then like a 2x4 is not actually 2 inches. Used to be. Not actually. It's 1.5 inches. That kind of thing. So if you're buying a 2x4, don't think that's 2 inches. And by 4 inches, it's not 4 inches. It's 3.5. So, but your lengths are always going to be off. So just know that. That's a little bit of construction.
And you would think, with today's technology and everything,
Mhm. that it would be accurate.
yeah.
There's a reason it's not.
Yeah, so you buy more?
No.
Oh.
No. It's a problem that afflicts every man. Shrinkage.
Oh.
It's actually due to moisture content. Because when they cut the trees and they cut them down into wood, they're actually wet.
Sure.
And sometimes you can go to the store and they're still really wet. And because most of it is pine, because pine grows so fast, and it also depends on where it is inside of it. Now, the wood in the center of the tree is the hardest, the heart of the tree, and it's actually the best. That's the prime wood.
Okay.
And the wood on the outside of the tree
He
is
said prime wood.
yeah. On the outside is not choice wood. And so that's actually the cheaper stuff. That's the stuff that we call wiggle wood. Because if you look at, or rocking chair wood, it's the stuff that warps and
Okay.
twists and stuff. And because it's really wet, and as it dries, it has a tendency to curl. And so they are cut a little bit long, thinking that they will shrink.
Sure.
Some of them do. Some of them do too much. Some of them don't. All depending upon the moisture content.
It's a problem if you shrink too much.
That's right. No one wants to lose 2 inches.
That's right.
But bum. Anyways,
Yeah.
so that's my interesting, or what do we call this segment? I don't know.
Have you come up with a name?
Isn't that special? Isn't that interesting? Isn't it interesting?
Sure.
Whatever.
That'll work. Sure, we'll go with that.
Okay, yeah. So, Dave,
Alrighty.
this week in music.
This week in music. I actually deleted the other stuff I was going to read, but I will say that today in history, the Kiss Destroyer album was released.
Ah,
It's a great album.
okay.
It is. Do you know the album?
Yes.
Okay. Well, you look at me like, or do you just not agree? Is that the look? I love the album.
Ah, not a fan of Kiss.
No, so there's that. I mean, I'm not a Kiss fan in that I would buy every album of theirs, but that one I own both the album and the CD.
Yeah.
I like it that much. Yeah. Yes. All right. So George Martin passed away this past week.
Okay. Beatles.
Thank you. All right. Well, you look. I'm trying to read that look. So yes.
This is my I am listening look.
Oh,
For those of you watching this.
sorry, I had that confused with your look of confusion look or lost. I don't know who that is. Hey, look, you didn't know who the Dave Clark Five was.
Because I'm not 700 years old like you are.
Shut up.
They're playing like fifes and lutes, okay? How am I supposed to know what they were wearing pumpkin pants, man.
A lot of problems with you people. All right, so he passed away. So besides the Beatles, I mean, he produced many groups. One of them was America. I love America. Now I know I was cautioned against reading things. I'm going to read a lot of this because I can't remember some of it. So America.
Yeah.
So hopefully y'all know who America is.
Yeah, I live in it.
Thank you. So a couple things. One, they got to a thing where they started naming all their albums beginning with the letter H. It happened just coincidentally
Sure.
a couple of times, and then they started doing it on purpose. So you got Homecoming, Hat Trick, Holiday, Hearts, History, America's Greatest Hits, Hideaway, and Harbor. So those are all, they just began with the letter H.
Sure.
So, and then, and some people may already know this, but Ventura Highway, the song, love that song. Alligator Lizards in the Air is a reference to just clouds. It's just the shape of clouds.
Ah.
So, and I actually heard one version of this story, and then I was reading on Wikipedia, which you know is the definitive source.
Of course.
Right.
Because everything on the internet is true.
That's right.
Says Abraham Lincoln.
Says Abraham. Yeah, that's right. So, but this particular thing came from the liner notes of the album on which Ventura Highway was, so the meaning of the song and all that kind of stuff. So, and this is the part where I read, thank you. So Dewey Bunnell, one of the three members of America, is the one that wrote the song. And so he said that in '63, when he was in 7th grade, so he's older than me.
Okay.
Shut up.
Yep.
They got a flat tire. They were standing on the side of the road. He was staring at this highway sign. It said Ventura, and it just kind of stuck with him. So they were in California. The other version of the story that I heard was that, did I type this? Okay, so in the booklet, hi there. I don't rehearse myself. So it says it reminded him of this time he lived in Omaha. So he's from.
Oh.
So they were the three of them were military brats. They actually got together over in England. But they stayed here in Omaha for a while. We got
Sure.
an Air Force base here, which is where I work. And he says he remembered how they'd walk through cornfields, chewing on a piece of grass. That's a line from the song. All right. There were cold winters. He had images of going to California. So he says, I think in the song I'm talking to myself, frankly, how long are you gonna stay here, Joe? Do you know this? He's listening. All right. It still looks like confusion. So at any rate, so that's it. Always loved that song. People didn't know what the hell alligator lizards in the air. It's just the clouds. As they were, the original version was that I heard was that as they were driving from Nebraska to California, they were just there's nothing to look at in Nebraska. When you're in Omaha, you've got the entire state of Nebraska to go through to get west.
Yes.
And so it just
And it's
flatlands.
almost as boring as Kansas.
There you go. Yeah. Although I've done that, and let me tell you,
Kansas is worse.
Yes.
South Dakota, even worse. So
So yeah.
so
So
you get to the mountains or the hills.
right.
Anyways.
Yeah. So that's my little musical trivia.
Excellent.
America, land that I love.
The fuck, dude. And now it's time for Dave's shitty joke of the week.
We are there. I like that.
You got an issue with playing with your paper there, my friend.
Do indeed. So hey, Paul,
Dave.
where did the computer go to dance?
I don't know, Dave. Where did the computer go to dance?
To the disc. Oh. To the disc. Oh. Whether you're
Next.
or whether you're okay. So Paul,
Dave.
what's the difference between a school teacher and a train?
I don't know. What's the difference between a school teacher and a train?
A teacher will say, "Spit your gum out," and the train will say, "Chew, chew, chew."
Did Cody tell you these jokes?
I got him off a website that he pointed me to. If that's close.
Okay.
It's
All
a
right.
true story.
All right. So we're gonna ask Alexa. Alexa, tell us a joke.
Knock, knock. Who's there? Claire. Claire who? Clear the way. I'm coming through.
So.
Choo choo choo. I'll need to move her center stage. Actually, I got
think
the
so,
puck. I got the puck, so that's coming.
Oh, okay.
So it's the newer one.
Mhm.
So and it's smaller. It's not this.
And you have
giant.
that too?
I will. Yes.
Oh, okay.
It's coming. No, I mean it's not coming, but no.
It's breathing heavy.
Yeah. Hey, she's getting there. Yeah. So that'll be here soon-ish, and we'll just leave her kind of there.
Alrighty.
She's part of the podcast, so our AI. So call her Jarvis, but no, she's just Alexa. So anyways, that's pretty bad. Joke-wise. So you can read us a story, Dave?
So
It's time for dad. I said dad. Well, it's because I was gonna say sad panda. It's a dad's sad panda would be funnier than Dave's sad panda. But
Technically, I'm old enough to be your dad.
technically, nah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, but
Just saying.
yeah.
Yeah. So, Sonny,
No.
bring Dad his teeth.
I like it better with that. But no.
That's Just let it go.
All right, so sad panda.
So I got the story here, but I'm going to do it. And hopefully, I've not told this story before. So this is from the Dave'sRandomThoughts.net.
Net.
Net. You make fun of that every time.
Because it's funny
shut
every
up.
time. Because Dave'sRandomThoughts.com is just being sat on.
Nobody's doing it. I suppose I could go out there and offer to buy it from whoever it is that's holding that. But
Go through a third party.
okay.
Don't ask them directly because they'll give you some stupid fucking number.
Oh, okay.
Second F-bomb. Yeah. So,
Okay. So,
or just choose a name that's not.
hey, I went through several names in my head.
There's a South Park episode on choosing a name for the internet.
Oh, really?
It's worth watching just for that.
Okay.
Anyways,
All right.
go ahead.
So this one, this particular one was Joe Camp Can Bite Me, and so you probably know who Joe Camp is. For those who don't, if anybody, back in the 70s, there were a bunch of movies, Benji movies, Little White Dog. Joe Camp was the producer or director or something. He was up there, and so back in the 70s, when I was stationed in Charleston, South Carolina, they came to Charleston to film a movie called The Double MacGuffin.
Ah,
Yes, very famous movie.
yes.
No. So, but it had and this as if that doesn't date itself, talking about Joe Camp and Benji. So the stars in it were George Kennedy, who also just passed away recently.
Yes.
George Kennedy, for those, I mean, he was in the airport movies and several things. Ernest Borgnine, who was in a 60s sitcom called McHale's Navy. He was in Poseidon Adventure, the original one. He played Manny, I believe. So those are the.
He's also Ernest Borgnine.
He's also. Well, if you don't know who Ernest Borgnine is. Lisa Whelchel, who later played Blair on The Facts of Life.
Yes.
Back during this time, she was a brunette.
Yeah.
Yeah. Charlie Pride's son. So it's like he wasn't famous, but his dad, Charlie Pride, the country singer. So they came, and so I found out that they had a casting call or whatever for extras.
Oh, okay.
I missed it. I was not aware. It was in the paper, but I'm an airman. I don't read the paper. Right?
Sure.
I thought there was the name of the company, the filming company, whatever, and you can correct me on these terms anytime along the way. I contacted him. I said, I lied. Now I was just a reminder. I'm a chaplain's assistant.
Sure.
That's what I did in the Air Force.
Right.
So I called him up and lied through my teeth. I said, so I got a call to be an extra. I was out of town on emergency leave. And so I wasn't sure who it was to get a hold of. They said, okay, call this person.
Okay.
So one phone call after another, I end up with the hotel phone number of the extra casting director.
Oh, excellent.
So I got a hold of her there in her hotel room.
Yeah.
I gave her the same sad story. She goes, okay, yeah, just be here on this date, this time, or whatever, fill out some stuff, and then just wait for the call.
Okay.
Waited for the call, came on a Saturday, go downtown, historic Charleston. If you've never been there, go visit it. It's great. So, it was this scene, of course, you don't know where in the movie this scene is.
Sure.
And so what it is, it's Charlie Pride's son and this other male actor. They come running down the street towards the camera, get into a telephone booth. You kind of just see what they're doing, and then they get off the phone and they run back. So phone booth, that also dates it, right? So, and here I am.
There's only one left in New York.
Seriously?
Yeah.
I'm surprised there's any, actually. And I was just walking on the sidewalk in the background. And so they shoot that several times.
Sure.
Until they get it right. Got paid $25.
And back then, that was like $3,000.
I mean, it was exactly. Yeah, I bought a house with it.
That's right.
And
And had enough left over for a call.
that's right. Movie came out. They had a premiere, not like the premiere, but a
Right.
premiere there in Charleston. Got 2 free tickets. So an Air Force buddy of mine and I went.
Mm-hmm.
And you're sitting there, you're watching the whole movie. You got no idea what it's about. Don't know where your scene is. So you're waiting for it. I just know I'm looking for 2 guys running down the street.
Sure.
Yeah. So there's the scene.
Mm-hmm.
That's not me walking in the background. I'm like, what? So they had reshot the scene on another day.
Yeah.
I'm somewhere on a cutting room floor.
Yeah.
I was heartbroken. I'm like, oh my God, I'm in this movie, but I'm not in the movie. My buddy had no sympathy. He's dying laughing.
Sure.
He thinks it's funnier than
I would have been laughing too.
So I'm like, and of course I'm thinking, I'm Mr. Sense. I'm like, why are you laughing? So I didn't actually say that, but I'm like, so close yet so far.
To be an extra, to be just a guy walking on a shitty movie that
nobody's ever heard of.
Right. I'm sure it's on DVD now.
No. No. Yeah.
It's playing on Ion.
Right. They tried after Saving Hope.
Right. No, it's no. So. Yeah.
So for me, it's like you're in a movie with. It doesn't matter that you're just one of those random people in the background.
Sure.
That was just for me. That was like just a huge opportunity. So, I mean, not an opportunity to become famous. Just
right.
It's just a cool thing. So yeah, that was it. My almost claim to fame.
So the guy you were cursing at is the producer that put you on the floor.
Joe Camp, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't get the call back.
Totally
Mr.
totally a sad pandas. All right. Well, I'm Paul Pape with Paul Pape Designs. You can find me anywhere that there's Paul Pape Designs or Tinkervice Studios. I'm usually right here, literally. Okay.
That's right.
Who are you?
Is that my cue? Dave Duvall. You can find me on Facebook, on Instagram, and on Twitter.
Excellent. So we are also on Facebook, which is facebook.com/Tales from the Front Porch. I'll put it here, like in a little graphic or something. No, I won't.
Can we get little white rails here along the front to make it look like the rails on the porch?
No,
Okay.
no.
Never.
You want props? Build them.
Build them and they will come.
No, they won't. I built this entire freaking office. Hopefully, they will come to watch the video. So. Anyway.
I'm the idea man.
Okay, sure. We're on Stitcher, iTunes, and TuneIn Radio,
That's right. And soon to be on.
Spotify. Hopefully, I love Spotify. If you're not a subscriber to Spotify, or at least don't listen to Spotify, get Spotify. Totally worth it. Totally worth it.
I like the so-and-so is currently listening to such and such on Spotify.
Yeah. And I pay for it because it's totally worth paying for it. I own hundreds of CDs. I'm tired of every single one of them.
Remind me next time to complain about Sirius XM.
Oh, okay. Well, my wife subscribes to that. Or, okay, I pay for that, but my wife listens to it. And she really likes it. I can't stand it. Because if I wanted to listen to 30 minutes worth of commercials, I'd listen to the radio for free.
Right.
So anyways, but we're on, so we're on there. We also have a Twitter account, which is at Tales Front Porch. I know what it is.
Sorry.
So you can find us there. We have a website, which is talesfromfrontporch.com, where you can listen to all 122 episodes, as well as an email account, which is talesfromfrontporch@gmail.com. So if you can't reach us on Facebook and you want one of those cute little figures, just go to Facebook and look at it. We'll put it on the website too.
Right.
That way they can find it there if you don't want to belong to Facebook, if you don't want to become one of the masses. And then, you can email us and say that I'm interested in getting one, and all we need your address and your name, obviously, and then we'll send it out to you. Now, the first person, Pamela, who asked for one, she is leaving on April 9th on a trip, and she would like to take it with me.
Her.
Take it with her, right, not me. Well, it would
She
be
wants
me.
to take you with her.
Well, and you. On a little trip. But I love deadlines.
You gonna make it?
I'm going to make that deadline. So,
April 9th. So today's March 15th.
sure.
That's 3 weeks out.
Uh-huh. Well, they'll take about 4 hours to make, because I work fast. I just have other things going on. But I will make that.
It's like you get in the bedroom to Lindsay. I'm gonna make it in 4 minutes because I do things fast.
4 minutes?
You have 3 minutes to smoke your cigarette.
3 minutes and 57 seconds. I came, I saw, I left really quickly. All right, so so hopefully we'll have them out there. So get a hold of us.
Excellent.
Anything else?
I think that's it.
All right, cool. Take us out, Hal.
The stories you just heard were true, told as they may seem. And while our time here has ended, the well is far from dry. Tune in next time for more Tales from the Front Porch.
Yeah, I like that one better.